filming, I go to blow out my candle here. I can't show it anymore if I move the camera. There were like 3 sweaters just like sprawled on the ground. And I think I couldn't see it because the way the camera was, there was like some text thing on the bottom right. So afterwards, I like filmed a part that I'm gonna put at the beginning of the video where I like apologize for the mess. But I'm actually a pretty messy person. I've tried to get better, but I like go through phases. But usually when I film, I have to like clean up my entire room for like 20 minutes before I start filming because I have like stuff everywhere. And usually I'll only clean like one part of my room. So you'll see my room and it'll look like, wow, everything has a place. It's so clean and organized. And then like the other thing that's not on camera is like a total mess. So lately I've been getting a lot of baby ads on YouTube and meat ads. The algorithm has been really good lately. It's been introducing me to more vegan YouTube channels, which is so exciting because a lot of the vegan YouTubers I used to watch went back to eating meat. They like quit veganism, like people who helped me go vegan like 5 years ago. So I'm glad there's more vegans. But something that I noticed is people put like way too much effort into making their food. Like I think I spend a lot of time cooking. I probably spend like total 40 minutes a day preparing my meals, like 30 minutes for dinner. But like for breakfast, I spend 2 minutes cooking. For lunch, 5 minutes, that's it. And people are doing like life in a day and showing what they're cooking. And it's like breakfast takes 20 minutes to cook. And it's like when I wake up, I just eat cereal and then I go on with my day. So I just, like, I don't think that's accessible to regular people because most people, it's like you get up in the morning, you're getting ready for work, you come home, you're exhausted. Like, people don't have time to spend like 30 minutes to an hour cooking every meal. So I'm just so shocked because I felt like compared to most people, I cook a lot, but apparently not. Also, I have some ice cream here. This is vegan ice cream. It's so excited. Ben & Jerry's has like this vegan YouTuber I watch, Unnatural Vegan. He made a post on Instagram that there's like 15 different types. I might be wrong in the number, but there's something like 15 to 20 types of Ben & Jerry's vegan ice cream, which is so cool. Now it's just trying to get the vegan ice creams in like loads of grocery stores and convenience stores and everything. So you don't have to go to Whole Foods to get everything. So, like Trader Joe's, we don't have like any vegan ice cream there. Okay. Sorry, I'm sure most of you don't want to hear me rant about veganism. Okay, hey guys, I'm so glad the comment section is working. Last video, it wasn't working, and I just thought no one was commenting, and I was like, super weird, but I've been gone for a week. So then I went on my phone, and all the comments were there. So I got to read your comments today. Chaya C, my room has a mountain of clothes. Jonathan, we know you're a mess. It's okay, we are too. Can we see the total mess? No. I don't want to put it online. Mike says, be proud of me. I did a very good job tidying up my apartment today. Aw. Chaya says, I eat granola bars for breakfast, sometimes fruit like dates or apricots. I can't spend 20 minutes in the morning making breakfast. Yeah. The other thing that's so weird is that the vegan meal recipes I was watching for like day in a life, they never use the fake meat or fake cheese products. And like my grocery bill isn't even that high, but they make everything homemade of like lentils and beans and other legumes and stuff. And they like make homemade veggie burgers. Like I just buy veggie burgers and then I cook it. Like who has time to make homemade veggie burgers? It's just bizarre. So I think regular people, it was really funny though. In the comments of the videos, like most people were saying like, I'm vegan, I just eat mac and cheese and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. So vegan mac and cheese, of course. What is the difference between a regular ice cream and a vegan ice cream? So regular ice cream is made of dairy, of milk. Vegan ice cream is made of vegan milk, So it can either be almond, soy, coconut milk. Oat milk is my new favorite. What other milks? They honestly probably make ice cream of every single milk. Pea milk is one of the options for vegan milk, and it's actually so good. So I bet they have pea ice cream. But obviously no one's gonna buy the pea milk ice cream. I feel like that'd be hard. But the company who's making pea milk, people are buying it, so. Jonathan, the milkite, I'm low-key happy to hear about vegans leaving veganism. I'm so bad. Well, it's kind of bad if your like whole YouTube channel is around veganism and then you leave, you like lose a lot of your subscribers and get so much hate. It'd be like if I left Catholicism and then became like really atheist and started doing like atheist book haul and like, you know what I mean? People, it's just your demographic is gonna be upset and mad about it. So Argan says, have you experienced where you're so hungry but the food is too hot to eat? No. I'm someone who eats a lot at every meal. I have a really high metabolism. When I turned 24, my metabolism majorly went down. But before that, I would be eating 3,000 calories a day. Like I would chart it and I was eating 3,000 calories a day and like a size 4. So I just have a huge metabolism and I work out a lot and I walk a lot. So all of that combined. But that being said, I eat a lot at every meal. Like I never ever snack. I just eat at each of my meals. So I'm never like really hungry or anything because I eat throughout the day. RJ says, if it's not for peanut butter, soy milk, and granola bars, I would starve to death. Elizabeth says, do you read any fiction books for fun? No. Sometimes my sister gifts me fiction books for Christmas, but yeah. I used to read fiction a lot in elementary and middle school and the beginning of high school, and then AP classes started, and then from the next like 6 years of high school, college, I was like always reading for classes, so it kind of killed my love for fiction. Which is sad, but I feel like I grew so much more as a person reading philosophy and science and poli-sci and religion and everything. So I think it's good. Hi, Irene. How are you? Michelle, you would never leave Catholicism. I can't stay all tonight. I need to clean. I have an inspection on Tuesday. Well, I'm here really, really early, so I'm glad that I was here. We were able to have the same schedule for this. Last live stream was so bad because I took my bipolar bed. I mean, you guys might have been there, but I took my bipolar meds that affect my energy level that like forced me to pass out. And it kicked in super fast. Usually it takes like 2 hours to kick in, but it kicked in like 10 minutes. And then I was in my live stream and I like couldn't talk. So that's why I took it off my channel. Taste says, are your folks more open to Catholicism now? I don't know. I'm sure God is working in their hearts. Orange Crush, hi Lizzie, what are your thoughts about the vandalism of the Catholic Church lately? I made a video about it during the height of everything when, what were the major things? Oh, there were 2 churches that were burned, one in Florida, one in California. So around that time, there were so many other vandalisms of like the Virgin Mary statues and like satanic symbols and stuff. So I made a video at the time. But I've literally said to people, like, if my parish got vandalized, I would literally cry. I would be so sad. So I can't imagine, like, your church being burned. And honestly, it's so much worse in other countries. A lot of churches get bombed and stuff. I guess your church getting burned with people inside is very similar to a bombing. But they were able to get out at least. Thank you so much for the donation, Lizzie's bed. Keith, what are you doing tomorrow for Mother's Day? So I live far away from my mom, but I'm visiting her for 3 weeks in June. I think I'm gonna leave in like, where's my phone? I can see exact. Actually, no, I don't want to share when I'm gonna be at the airport and stuff. That's a horrible idea. Okay. But I'm going to call my mom. That's what I'm going to do. Arjun, I'm addicted to religious statues. Is it bad? No, I'm addicted to icons, so I think it's great. People are like talking about their breakup in the comment section. A lot of Our Lady of Lebanon shrines at Maronite Catholic churches in America and Canada got vandalized. That's interesting. I wonder what about that statue got it more vandalized. Tiffany says, I found your channel because my therapist diagnosed me with depressed bipolar. I've known about my PTSD, depression, and anxiety, but I just feel like so much is with me. So I don't know if your therapist said depressed bipolar, but that's like not a term. Like depression is a symptom in bipolar disorder, but it's not called depressed bipolar. It's just bipolar disorder. And if you're like tend to be more in depression, then you're probably bipolar too, but it's just bipolar too. Vera, have you seen Demi Lovato's latest documentary, Dancing with the Devil? After almost dying of an overdose and being abused, just like when she was young, now she cut all her hair and says she is gay. So I don't think any of her drug experiences correlate with her sexuality. So let's just get that off the table. But yes, I did watch the documentary. I cried a couple times. I think it's incredible how open she's being and vulnerable in sharing her story. And her new album is so incredible. I love it so much. The last album I really loved by her, Demi, was in like 2013. So obviously I've listened to songs from her past few albums, but this one was like my favorite. Maybe not my favorite overall, but one of my favorites. I'm listening to all the songs. So actually not the past few weeks, but right when it came out, I was listening to it on repeat like every day. So I think she's really brave and incredible. And I love that she's making songs talking about her drug addiction and her eating disorder and so many things. And she did collab with Ariana Grande, and the song was so dark, but so good. Oh, and I don't care if someone cuts their hair or not. It's not like something that I think we should be like, wow, someone cut their hair. Like all the celebrities are shaving their heads now. It's becoming very trendy, so. M says, Lizzie, wasn't the papacy a later invention? Why wasn't it there from the start if Jesus gave you a pope? Jesus made Peter his apostle. Jesus said Peter, James, and John were his closest of the 12 apostles, and so Peter was the pope. And I will link you a video. I made an entire video answering the question, when did the pope begin? So I'm gonna link the video, and feel free to leave the live stream to go watch the video. I just realized every time I search for one of my videos, I type in the thing and then Lizzie's answers, but I realized I can just type in the title and Lizzie and my videos will come up. So I've been having to type answers for so many years, but I could just put Lizzie. So here, when did the Pope begin? Because I totally agree with you. If Jesus didn't establish the Pope, then I wouldn't want to believe in the Pope. My video on this. Cool. Hopefully that's the right link. Taste, have you ever gone to a Maronite Catholic service? No, I've been to different Eastern Catholic ones, but never Maronite. So once everything is more open, I can look one up in my area. I am so excited about the pandemic ending. I know that since a lot of people are opting not to get vaccinated, we're probably not going to get to the herd immunity where everything will open. But everyone in my life is getting vaccinated or has already been vaccinated. So I'm finally free to travel as much as I want and see my friends who I haven't seen in years. So I'm so excited about it. I already have trips planned for the summer to see people. One of my best friends, the last time I saw her was the summer of 2019 because everything happened. And so it's so incredible I get to visit her. So I'm so happy. And okay, my favorite thing. So I'm getting my second vaccination in a few days, maybe next week. And I'm so excited to go to the airport and fly and be able to take off my mask to eat food and drink water. Because I am a very black and white, extreme, intense person. So I've been taking it really seriously. And I was like, I do not want to get COVID. So, the video's demonetized now. Anyways, so I kept my mask on like the entire time for like a 15-hour travel day with layovers and everything. I didn't even drink a sip of water because I didn't want to get it. So now we're probably going to still have to wear our masks. But once the 2 weeks are past from my last vaccination, I'm like never going to wear my mask outside unless it's like required, which hopefully herd immunity will happen soon. That's, I think, like the biggest thing for me is the people who are against the vaccine tend to be more conservative and they hate masks the most. So you'd think they would be like on board to get rid of the mask rules the most. So I think everyone hates masks equally though. I think they just are more upset about it because I don't like wearing masks. But I've made it fun by getting cute ones. Hey, that's so negative. JO Central says the pandemic isn't ending. It's just a matter of time before the virus mutates again and we get a strain that resists the current vaccination. Okay, we just need to pray about this because we cannot go on with economies shut down and everything. It's just... Okay. Tiffany13, this is a really good question. She says, do you ever question if you also have borderline personality disorder as well as bipolar? According to my therapist, many people attempt to self-diagnose themselves with bipolar disorder, but I feel sorry, the acronym confuses me. Most people, when they say BD, is borderline, so BPD. Oh, obviously, because there's not a P in border. I'm sorry, guys. Basically, I did not have any childhood trauma, and that's a really big thing for borderline. You have to have something going on when you were younger that was traumatic. And my family was super chill. Like my parents have a perfect marriage. I've never seen them fight. It was just a really peaceful, beautiful, flourishing family environment. So that's why I've never thought I was borderline. I also don't have like, some of the relationships are really clingy with like friendships and family and romantic relationships where you're like scared of them leaving you and stuff. And like, I am not like that at all. Like, I do not need people and I don't get like clingy and stuff. So I just honestly don't think I have the symptoms, but they are really similar. Have you read the Father Elijah trilogy of novels by Catholic author Michael O'Brien? Okay, I'll write it down. Okay, I'm copying the comment. I'm gonna put it in a note called Catholic Reading List. I don't know what I would do without the notes feature in my phone. I guess I would just use Google Docs, but notes is so much easier. Hello from Brazil, hi! M says, actually, I have borderline with basically no childhood trauma. It can be genetic or maybe caused by growing up in an invalidating environment. Maybe I'm misdiagnosed. I am very happy with my treatment plan. Like, I basically don't have symptoms at all anymore. So I think my medication is working well. Sought after vessel, my biggest advice is to not date a non-Christian. Yeah, I would not be able to be in a long-term relationship with even a Protestant or an Orthodox Christian. If I was newly dating someone, I would give it 6 months. And if they had not started converting after the 6 months, I would break up with them. Because there's so much evidence and it's so obvious. And I would not date someone who's not open-minded and has a debate attitude and an intense intellectualism. And so if they have a personality I'm attracted to, and within a few months they still won't convert, 6 months is a long time. So yeah, I would just end the relationship, but I would give them a chance. The Vampire Diaries star Nathaniel just talked in an interview all about his Christianity. Oh, he's not Catholic though. Official Eliza Francis, any advice on loneliness? So, this is a lesson I learned early in life. Everyone is waiting for other people to reach out to them. So you need to be the person who reaches out to people because they're waiting for someone to reach out to them. And so in a lot of my relationships, I'm the main one who reaches out to other people just because I'm more extroverted. And that doesn't mean that they don't care about me. It just means that they're expecting me to reach out to them. And so if you have a friendship with someone who never reaches out to you, don't take it personally. Reach out to them. Be like, do you want to FaceTime? Do you want to talk soon? I miss you. Let's hang out. Just initiate things with people. And I think you'll be surprised at the response you get of people wanting to talk and hang out with you. Elizabeth said reaching out is hard when you are an introvert with anxiety. Okay, this is why different personality types exist. And I say this in dating situations all the time, where if a girl is attracted to a guy and she's an extrovert and he's an introvert and shy, she has to reach out to him. Like, you cannot rely on shy guys to reach out to you. And yeah, I think especially if one of your friends has anxiety, then it's important to reach out. Actually, my friend who reaches out to me the most has anxiety, but she takes medication for it. So she doesn't really deal with the symptoms anymore. Paris says your makeup is gorgeous today, Lizzie. Thank you. I had to redo it 4 times because I was trying to do a winged liner and I haven't done it in so long. I tried 3 times and then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep my makeup with normal eyeshadow and mascara and it will be fine. So I thought having to redo it. I was thinking, like, if I want to do winged liner, I'm gonna have to practice it like every day or every other day because I haven't done it for so long. Like, for most of my life, my mom wouldn't let me wear makeup until I was 14. And after that, I wore makeup like every single day up until I was like 21. Then I stopped wearing makeup as much once I graduated college. And it's weird because when you do makeup every day, you get really, really good at it. And now it's like the basics I'm good at, like blending eyeshadow and stuff. But even contouring, I stopped contouring for like 1.5 years. And I've been trying to a little bit. And I've been like, oh, I don't know how to do it. But I did realize, because I have like a creamy, like liquid highlight. And I realized that powder highlight is like way better. Like, you don't have to blend it. You just like put it on. So don't get liquid highlight. Mimi, what does the title mean? I'm concerned. Lizzie, how are you? It's not clickbait. We're just 25 minutes into the live stream, and I always discuss the topic at the beginning of the live stream, and then we do an open Q&A. So if you ever come and you don't know, I'm not talking about the title, it's because we already talked about the title. Would you dye your hair a different color? No, I'm probably wanting to stay blonde, at least for the next 10 years. I grew out my hair. Okay, I'll tell you my hair journey. So I was blonde when I was a baby, and up until I was like 14, it was blonde, and then it started fading from like a dirty blonde into like brown. Like, this is what my natural hair is right now. So it faded into that. And then when I was 15, when I was 16, I started bleaching it with hydrogen peroxide. And that's all I used for like 6 years to make my hair blonde. And then in like 2017, I went to like a professional and I had them bleach my hair. And then my hair grew out into brunette over the past 3 years because I had like balayage. So it like gradually grew out. And then I went back to blonde last summer. So it was fun being brunette. Everyone said I look older and more mature and refined, but I'd rather look like I'm younger and a mess than more mature. I feel like if I had a different career, it might be better, but since I'm just online, I feel like it's good to have a fun look. What are you eating? I'm eating vegan ice cream. It says non-dairy dessert from Ben & Jerry's. It's caramel almond brittle. Almond with salted caramel swirls and pieces of almond brittle. It's a little bit too sweet for my liking. So I think I won't get this again. I'll just get my oat ice cream. But I just never eat processed foods or like processed baked goods or anything. I cook everything myself. So your sugar receptors literally get reset if you don't eat processed food. And then like fruits taste so sweet. And so then if you eat processed sweets, it's like overwhelming. So Paris, do you always eat healthy? Yes. I definitely am not someone who like will never eat cake or never eat fast food. Like, I'm very comfortable with my body, and if I gain like 5 or 10 pounds or lose 5 or 10 pounds, I'm totally fine with it. So I'm not someone who like restricts and restricts and restricts in a healthy way. I just prefer healthy food. And as a vegan, I guess you can be a junk food vegan, but like most vegans, health is like a part of it. So I'm very healthy, and I always was growing up. We like never went out to eat. My mom made everything homemade. So I'm just used to making everything homemade. So I never like had a rebellious phase either. I guess at the beginning of college when you're eating in the cafeteria, it's a little bit unhealthy. That's how I gained freshman 15, because I wasn't making everything homemade. Freshman 15 is a real thing. I also stopped working out though, so both of that combined. But I think my body looks better, a little healthier and curvier. Can Catholics listen to gospel sounds? Because I do, like, a lot. Are you talking about, like, Protestant music? I think it's fine, except there's literally heresies in music sometimes. So you can't just be mindlessly listening to something, because it can be affecting you. And I actually just filmed a video on if Christians can listen to secular music, talking about my attitudes about it. Hi, Lizzie, your last video and this video is fuzzy. Was that better? It could be the internet as well. On my side, like what I'm seeing looks great, but I don't know. Megan, your voice is a bit harder to hear too. Really? Huh. I don't know what it is. It might be you. I mean, everyone comment if the audio and the visual is different than regular. It's actually worse. Thanks for trying. microfiber cloth. Here. Fresh microfiber cloth. It doesn't look any different for me at all. I think it's regular. Audio is fine. Her voice is fine. Visual is weird? That's so sad. I don't know what to do. Because usually when my laptop is like not clean, I notice it, so. How is your fiance? He's really good. He is in finals week right now, so he's going to be done with his second year of his PhD program, and then he's going to get vaccinated because he didn't want to have the side effects of the vaccine during his finals week, so he waited. So he's going to get his first dosage soon. I'm so excited. Rachel, what are you most looking forward to in marriage? Babies! I am so excited to have children and be a mom. Will you ever get tattoos? Never. I feel like if I was gonna get a tattoo, it would have been around college. And I was thinking of getting a couple, but it's always good to give yourself like a year to think about if you want to get a tattoo or not. And so I was like, oh, I'm fine. So I'm never gonna get one. And also, I've seen that people who get tattoos get addicted to them. And so that's something else. Like looking at a lot of some of my friends and celebrities who like get so many, and it's because it's addicting. So I'm glad I never got one. If I did, it would have been like invisible, like on my stomach or like somewhere that no one would see. So I was never gonna get anything too extreme. Joshua, he has a PhD. My fiance is in his PhD program. So technically, he has like a master's because he did his first 2 years. So it's like part of the PhD where he has a PhD and a master's degree as part of it. So that's exciting. His 3rd master's degree. So much school to become a religion professor. Josh, sometimes I have thought about getting a tattoo to cover my self-harm scars. I decided against that. I've actually heard of a lot of people who've gotten tattoos to cover those up. Shadia says, if you weren't Catholic or Christian, where do you think you would be in life? Do you mean I would probably be Jewish if I was not Christian? I think I would be religious. My personality fits really well with religion. But I've always wondered what I would be like if I grew up not Christian. Like, would I have been like really into hooking up and everything in college? Like, I don't know what I would have been like. Mimi says, I'm also eating a non-dairy dessert. It's cashew milk and yeast, like a snickerdoodle cookie. With nutritional yeast? That doesn't sound like it would go in ice cream. Trevor will be Dr. Google account. Google account actually isn't Trevor, if you're saying it is. Have you started planning for your wedding? No. We're going to once like it's gonna be a year before. So like I'm gonna go wedding dress shopping in the fall with 3 of my bridesmaids, and I know what city it's gonna be in. And we're already saving up for it. We know we started marriage prep, so we're doing that with a priest. And we know what church it's gonna be at and the price of that, and we have to get the price for the catering to figure that out, but it's like so far away. It's gonna be August of 2022. So I guess in 3 months it'll be a year in advance, so I'll have to get going. Chaya, is your fiance going to look for a tenure track professor job after graduation? How would you feel about moving? Yes, that's his dream. So obviously I have to move I moved so much growing up. We lived in a different state every 5 years. So living in California is the longest I've ever lived anywhere. So it's actually pretty exciting thinking of moving to like a mystery place. And I've always wanted to live like near the majority of my friends, which is either in like Southern California or like the Northeast. But I was thinking the other day, like even if we end up living in like Montana or Iowa, we can get a big house for really cheap. So it would be good either way, rather if we live like in a city or a really small rural place, it'll be good. Are these my real eyelash? No, they're fake. You could go to the Franciscan University of Steubenville in Ohio. Yeah, he does want to work at a Catholic school. I want him to work at a Protestant school or a secular school to evangelize to people, but he wants to be in a Catholic place. Have you ever been on antidepressants? Hi, Caitlin. Before being diagnosed with bipolar? If so, what was it like? So, I was first diagnosed with depression before bipolar, which is super common. And I was put on antidepressants. I was put on Wellbutrin and Prozac. It honestly confuses me because I've heard and read so much research that if you're bipolar, going on an antidepressant makes you go manic. And that was not the case for me at all. Like I was on antidepressants for 4 months before I went into a manic episode. And it always makes it seem like right away you'll go manic. So that was one of the reasons that I like didn't think I was bipolar, just because my reaction to the antidepressants. So it doesn't have to be an immediate manic episode. Paris says, is YouTube your only job? No. I have a campus ministry job. LOL. I saw on my life as Ava's Instagram story a few months ago that she took pictures for a girl in a red dress on an LA bridge whose boyfriend proposed, and your engagement video came out very soon after. Aww. Joshua says, I thought about becoming a Franciscan friar, but I have severe mental illness. I'm really doubt that you couldn't be a priest or a brother or a nun because of a mental illness. Like it's 2021 and the Catholic Church like created the university system and modern science in the Middle Ages. Now we're in 2021. So I really doubt that Catholicism would be like against modern science when it comes to mental illnesses, because there are so many treatments. And like personally, like if I was a dude, I could not be a priest because it's really hard for me to wake up in the morning sometimes. And I just know like my personality and how my bipolar is going. I could not be a priest. I could probably be a nun though. I don't know. I don't know how strict all the rules are. But I think it totally depends on the situation, because some people are like super high functioning who are bipolar, like their meds work amazing and they're like CEOs or doctors or lawyers. So there's no reason that because you have a mental illness, they should say like, oh, you can't be a priest. Like I doubt. Obviously, every diocese is different. So there might be like one diocese where they're like super backwards and like really ableist about it. But I'm pretty sure most are really chill about it. Paris, all my friends are having babies. Keith, Lizzie, do you have a favorite TV show? I watched Pretty Little Liars growing up, which was really sweet. It was like 5 best friends and their lives together, which I really liked. But I don't really watch TV. I'm making a video, though, of the best Netflix shows to watch, and it's pretty much all documentaries. But it's kind of hard to recommend things because pretty much everything has like horrible messaging in it. Like even Pretty Little Liars, it promotes cheating in relationships, which is horrible. Like some of the characters will just like kiss someone who they're not dating when they're dating someone, and it's like shocking. And that contributes to this really high rate of infidelity and adultery and everything. So I don't recommend TV shows. I'm gonna try to raise my children where we don't have TV or movies. My fiance thinks we can't cut out all movies because they need to be cultured. So they'll watch some classics, but it'll be very, very censored. LOL. Have you seen The Crown? I haven't heard of it. Jay says, watch Messiah. Okay, I'll write it down. Messiah. Okay. Shoddy, would you let your kids go to public school? So, I don't know. I was always like very pro public school, but a lot of the Catholic influencers homeschool their kids. And I've kind of heard about their experiences with it. And so I think it would totally depend on like what state we live in. Because California, I mean, I don't know. I haven't read it in depth. And obviously, I don't have kids in California public school. But the stuff I've heard about some of their curriculum is like talking about sex in a very vulgar way to like elementary school students. And so also in some more liberal states, like in my high school I went to, it was very like anti-religion. Our history classes were super anti-Catholicism. And it would be a lot of work to have one of my kids in this like anti-Catholic environment for like a whole school year, and having to like every night go over their notes and the textbook and what their professor is saying and like unravel the truth in that. So it might be like if it's a more conservative state, then public school might be like a safer option. So yeah. I would have to do a ton of research though on the state we're living in and how it is. Ava says you should watch Athlete on Netflix. It's a good documentary. Athlete, Netflix. Thank you guys for giving me recommendations. Now that I'm not doing Fiat anymore, I can chill out and watch TV. Paris, did you know that you're matching your room? I didn't even see. Yeah, but pretty much all of my clothes are... Actually, that's not true. I have a lot of colors, but I have a ton of pink, a ton of black, and then a lot of neon colors. And white. I really love white too. So, my zebra print and blue. This is basically representative of my favorite colors right now. Athlete, not just athlete. Athlete A? I'm so confused. Watch This Is Us on Hulu. Okay, I don't want to get addicted to watching shows. I don't have Hulu. Joshua says I would go with homeschooling or Catholic school. But the thing is, a lot of people coming out of Catholic schools become atheists. Like so many people. So I don't know if I would trust a Catholic school. Yes, Athlete A. Oh, okay. Athlete A. I wonder if it's like another show. It's like super vulgar and it's like, I'll never trust Ava again. Joshua says Kentucky is homeschool friendly, but I live on the Kentucky, Ohio, Indiana line. I grew up in Terre Haute, Indiana. Have you heard of it? It's in the Southwest near Bloomington. Diana says most people who go to Catholic school become atheist or Protestant. It's so sad. Dreamy and Mimi, did your grade cycle in school? Mine went from straight A's to barely passing every semester. So I never really cared about school growing up. Like my sister was like straight A's always. And I just like loved school. I thought it was so fun. And except for math, starting in 10th grade, then I used to love math, and then I hated math. So that was the only class I didn't like. Everything else, so much fun. So I always had A's and B's, and then towards the end of high school, like my junior year, I was like, I have to get really serious about this with college coming up. So then I got straight A's for, I think, oh, you know what I did not do well in pre-calculus my junior year. I got a B-, and I was so sad because I was getting like mostly A's. I think I got all A's, and then I had this B-. But luckily it was my junior and not my senior year. And they always said that college, even if you start off bad in high school, as long as you're like on an upward trajectory, then it's really good. And I got into all the colleges I applied to. So I think I was okay. But I will be so annoyed if my kids are bad at math growing up. Because my fiance is like really bad at math compared to me, and I'm like great at math, but I hate it. So if one of our kids doesn't understand math, it's on me to have to remember and help them. So hopefully they will love math and they'll have great teachers who inspire them. Caitlin says, I think that people who go to Catholic school who leave Catholicism usually weren't formed well enough at home. That's interesting to think that the parents are like the biggest contributor to whether or not they stay Catholic. I kind of agree. Jonathan the Milkite says, it depends on the Catholic school. I think Catholic schools in Alabama and the South and other conservative areas are better than public schools, but maybe not in liberal states. I think academically, they tend to be a lot better than public school, but it depends on what area and everything. Diana says, oh, the parents for sure are. Rachel says, do you want to be a stay-at-home mom, or for some or all of the time raising kids, or do you see yourself working outside of the home? So I think that since I have my YouTube channel, it's really good side income. And so I see no reason to like completely quit my YouTube channel ever, as long as it's bringing in some income. And it's great that I can do it from home. So I definitely want to stay at home. I don't plan on like working full time out of the house, especially when you have like babies and toddlers and stuff who aren't in school. Like once they're in school, I totally think it makes sense for like both parents to have jobs out of the home, because your kids are gone for like 8 hours every day, so you might as well work outside of the home. But obviously if you're a housewife and like cook all the time and clean all the time and are like helping your children be formed intellectually when they're home, like that's fine. But like with my parents, my dad was a stay-at-home dad, then my mom was a stay-at-home mom, each for 5 years. And then once we were in middle school, or no, once I was still in elementary school, my sister was in middle school, both my parents worked outside of the home for the rest of our time growing up, which I think worked really, really well. But it really sucks, and it's just how our economy is, that both parents have to work outside the home, especially when there's like a baby, because then you have to pay for childcare, and obviously it depends on the economy and the income and people's jobs and everything. But I think it's really, really sad that you have to be paying so much money for daycare when someone could just stay home with the kids. Blue Text says, a lot of people in my Catholic school were hypocrites, even the teachers, so I don't blame my old friends for leaving the faith. Gabe Strong says, I never realized before converting that my city of Cincinnati, Ohio, has an incredible Catholic heritage and culture, primarily settled by German Catholics in the 1800s. James says Terre Haute was where Tim McVeigh was executed. Not surprising at all. It was a really conservative place. Trudy Ann, hey Lizzie, hi. I remember one time in elementary school in like 5th grade, the teacher had everyone like say like, is your family Democrat or Republican? And there were like 35 people, and there were only like 2 families that were Democrats, and everyone else was Republican. So Indiana, the thing is though, I know Mike Pence was governor of Indiana, so we had the most amazing schools. it was like incredible education. And so even though a lot of people think it's horrible for like their prison system or whatever, like they're doing something right with the schools. And then obviously I only have Florida to compare to it. So maybe all states are amazing schools and Florida's just bad. But Florida just like totally lacked funding. And it's mostly probably because they don't have property tax, so they have just less taxes to get to schools. But oh, no. They have property tax. They don't have income tax for state tax. That's what I'm saying. So I really enjoy being in Indiana, though. I wouldn't mind living there again. Taking my meds during the live stream and not before. I'm actually out of meds. I have to go get my medicine tomorrow. So I had Alexa, I have her giving me a reminder tomorrow. Alexa, stop. Yahel says, Lizzie, I'm 37 weeks pregnant. Please pray for me and baby. Oh, I will pray for you. That's so sweet. Are you scared of giving birth or are you really excited about it? So many YouTubers I watch and like people on Instagram who I follow have talked about giving birth lately. So I feel like I know so much about giving birth and will be like super prepared for it. People are just so honest about their experiences with pregnancy too. Jonathan the Melkite says, I think Indiana has been Republican since the time of Lincoln. Joshua says, my pharmacy is open Monday to Saturday. Yeah, mine is open. Sometimes they close for holidays. Like one time mine was closed. It was some stupid holiday. It was like 4th of July or something. Nothing against 4th of July. But if we're going to cancel essential businesses, it needs to be like Thanksgiving or Christmas, you know, like big deal holidays that like are, you know what I mean? And 4th of July is just not enough to close a pharmacy. So I had to like transfer my prescription to another pharmacy and I wasn't able to get one of my medications on time because they have to order it. So I think that was so stupid. Like you can work different shifts and do your 4th of July celebration like in the afternoon or the evening, depending on where you're working. So your nails are cool. Yeah, they're super blue sparkly. I always have pink nails and then blue nails. I always go back and forth. Blue Tech, you look so beautiful today, Lizzie. Your smile is glowing and I love your outfit. Oh my gosh, guys. So I was working out yesterday and I found the most modest workout outfit I've ever had. I'll show you. So one of my friends gave me this shirt. It says it's medium, but it's like a triple extra large. It's gigantic. And so when I put it on, it's like, it looks like it has a low neck, but it really doesn't. So it covers you up. It has really loose sleeves. It goes like below my butt. And I was wearing like spandex shorts over it, but like the biker type that are in style. And I was like, wow, this is the most modest outfit I've ever worn. Because I feel like working out and going to the beach are like the 2 times in life where like I'm in public, but I like don't care how I'm dressed because it's like you're working out, you're on the beach, like no one is interacting with you, you know? So I just thought it was interesting. Like when I went on a run through my neighborhood, it's like I don't need to be dressing modestly for anyone because it's not like we're hanging out for an extended period of time. Beach is the same. Did you already make a video about how your fiance handles your bipolar? Ooh, yeah, we've been wanting to do that video for a long time. Let me add that to my 2021 YouTube video list. I have so many notes on my notes section, I can't even find it. Where is it? Here we go. Okay. How? I don't even know if we would make that video because I think it's pretty intimate. Just because, like, one of the things we would talk about is, like, detachment when I like don't want like intimacy in our relationship, like emotional or physical. When I say intimacy, obviously not sex. You guys know me. But I think that would be like really vulnerable to talk about. So I don't know if you would want to, but I think it would be a really good video. Scientist Mark, hey, I'm Catholic. So are so many of the people here. It would be a great video though. I agree. Does it scare you that you might go to purgatory since very few people go straight to heaven? So I did a whole video on purgatory last year and it was a 50-minute video because I learned so much and did so much research. And one of the saints who had like a vision of it or something, she was talking about how it's like a super joyful place. And I think a lot of people don't view it that way, but it's not like constant physical pain. So people understand it in the wrong way. Scientist Mark, I have a disability too. We're so similar. Jake says, I go to heaven immediately. Most people do, I believe. We don't know. When it comes to the afterlife and salvation and where people's souls are going, the Catholic view is I don't know. We don't know. Unless someone is like a canonized saint who there was like a physical medical miracle that happened when you asked that saint to pray for you. And after years of studying their life and doing the scientific research, we're like, okay, they're in heaven. Besides that, everything else is like a giant question mark, including talking about like who might be in hell. So we just don't know, and we shouldn't be making like definitely more this is this and more in hell. Like we just shouldn't be making statements like that. I think like in a personal, intimate group, it's okay to share with people that you think like more people will be in heaven or more will be in hell. Like that's something that you should talk about like in your intimate circles, but publicly you shouldn't be talking about that. It's kind of just like what your intuition is. Ava says one of the saints has a quote, people in purgatory are a lot happier than people on earth. Yeah, one of the reasons that they're so happy is because they know that they're going to heaven. And on earth, it's kind of like you're torn between the earthly things and sin and the things of God and a virtuous life. Like you're torn back and forth. And in purgatory, your sole focus is on God and you know that you're coming to heaven. So it's a great place. Laura, have you ever been scrupulous? Never. Paris, how do you think heaven will be like? It will be like going to mass on repeat. Miss Clean, your apartment looks so clean. Do you clean a lot? Actually, there's like a ton of clothes here that I need to put away. I have like 5 outfits a day. I don't know why. I have my pajamas and I have a workout outfit. I have a filming outfit. And then like I get cold, so I'll add another outfit on. And I don't know how. I just end up with so many outfits during the day. And then like instead of putting everything away, I like throw everything on my carpet and then I put everything away at the end of the day. That's just how it is. But yeah, I'm very, very clean when it comes to like doing dishes and floors and everything. I love cleaning a lot. But when it comes to like clothes, I'm bad at putting things away. Unless right after I do laundry. For some reason, I always put stuff away after laundry. I thought purgatory was a fire though. It doesn't sound nice. Here, I'll link you my video about purgatory. It's very complex. And something really important to remember is that we don't have physical bodies in purgatory. Until heaven, we don't have our physical bodies connected with our souls. So it's not going to be like a fire because we don't have bodies. Here is my purgatory video. I'll put it in the chat. Oh my goodness, it keeps going the caps lock. Purgatory video. Here we go. Trudy Ann, what advice would you give to someone who struggles with daily prayer? What type of prayers would you suggest? So I recommend setting timers on your phone or on your Alexa or Google device. Alexa, stop. And set timers every day, times to pray. So I think when you wake up in the morning, you should set a timer for like 10 minutes and just talk to God and thank Him for the day. Same at night. You can also just spend a few minutes praying before each meal. I feel like that's a really easy way to incorporate prayer into your life. And I have this thing called Magnificat. You have to pay for it, but it's not that much for the year. And it actually gives me a push notification every day at 6 p.m. And you can change the push notification time. So I just think adding timers into your life, or if you're like an agenda, if you have like a physical planner, add it into there. But like scheduling it into every day, I think is really important. Because if we don't plan to do things, they won't happen. Taste, are you switching rites at any point? It totally depends on where I live, but most likely switching to an Eastern rite. Diana says Hallow is an amazing app. That's a really good one too. Blue says, I pray every hour of the day because I want to have more money than Jeff Bezos, only because I want to give it all away to humanity. Lizzie, who is your favorite saint? My patron saint, Irenaeus. Where did you buy your blanket? This? One of my roommates like redid my room and then I paid her back for it, and I don't know where she got this. This is like really cheap. It's somewhere online. I was trying to find a comforter. For some reason, comforters are like $100. And I think that's so much money for like a blanket for your bed. So I like looked and looked and looked, and I just wanted something super simple, and I got it. Rachel, are you gonna change your last name? Legally I am, but like on my social media and YouTube and everything, it's still gonna be Lizzie Rize. My fiance's last name like doesn't go well with Lizzie Rize, so I'm just gonna keep it the way it is. And I think it's kind of weird how people who have been public figures for like a decade change their name like on Instagram and stuff, because it's like really confusing who they are. And some people even change their Instagram handles. And it's like, how are you supposed to remember like all these people who you followed for 7 years and now got married to some guy? How do you know what the last name is? So also, I don't like how on social media, a lot of politicians do this. And instead of saying, like, I'm the senator for Wyoming, I don't know anything about Wyoming, by the way. I'm just using that as an example. Instead of saying, like, senator for 12th district of Wyoming, they're like, mother, daughter, wife, you know what I mean? Dog lover. Like, they add on all these relationships to act like family first. And it's like, of course, family first, but the reason you're a public figure is for your career. It's not about talking about your family. You're a public figure. So I just think it's so annoying when people in their bios are like, husband, dad, grandfather, pet dad. Like all these things, I just think it's super cringy. And I understand if it's like someone's personal account, but if you're a public account, I don't get it. What don't you like about the Roman Catholic rite? I just like the Eastern liturgy more. I just think it's more beautiful. I like the Roman rite. It's fine. Like if I had never discovered the Eastern rite, I would be fine with it. And I go to mass like multiple times a week, so I'll probably never like completely give up the Roman rite. I kind of want to go to both regularly. The only thing that's kind of weird, and like my fiance is really rigid about this, where like we shouldn't break the church rules. But if I am Roman rite and I attend like a Byzantine Catholic church every other week, my children are going to receive the Eucharist. Like my baby is going to receive the Eucharist at the Eastern Catholic Church, even if we're not officially enrolled. And maybe that's a horrible thing to say, But I just see other families at the Byzantine churches and their babies and toddlers are receiving the Eucharist. It's like the most natural, normal thing ever. Like, I sort of get why they created First Communion, but my personal opinion is the kids are still so young. They're like 9 or something, and I felt very mature at 9, but I feel like if you're gonna do First Communion in a way that will be like super memorable for the kid, it needs to be like 14 or 13, which at that point, it's like you're going your whole life without receiving the Eucharist. So I just think everyone should receive the Eucharist starting when you're baptized. Obviously, not everyone, but people who are like in the church baptized, you know what I mean, if they're growing up Catholic or whatever. So I just wouldn't be able to hold back, you know? Like, I want my baby to receive the Eucharist. It's like my baby was receiving the Eucharist for 9 months when I was pregnant, and now that the baby is not living in the womb anymore, they can't receive the Eucharist. Yeah. Lizzie's cringe bio: vegan, fiance, daughter, sister, cat mom. I'm just kidding, I don't have a cat here. Paris says, I wish we were friends in real life. Love your energy. Nathan says, probably sounds insulting, but I want to become Christian. It would make me a spiritual and peaceful person. My gran used to be a diehard Christian. What do you think I should do? What are you right now, atheist? Humanities, like, we'll definitely follow the prescriptions of whatever rite we choose. I guess I'm too emotional. Diana says, I'll keep commenting this because I'm curious. The Catholic apostolic prayer is an indulgent prayer that helps the dying souls in a state of grace go to heaven and not purgatory. Have you heard of it? Is it the thing you say after you say, bless us, O Lord, in these thy gifts that we're about to receive from thy bounty through Christ our Lord? And then I don't say it, but some of my friends do, where we like pray for the souls in purgatory. May the souls of the faithful departed rest in peace. Yeah, that releases souls from purgatory. Joe says, after you get married, your husband should hug you every day and say you're beautiful. No, I already know I'm attractive. I don't need to be told it every day. What you guys don't understand is, like, being on YouTube for 11 years, I've heard, like, every day for 11 years from strangers on the internet, you're beautiful, you're gorgeous, love your makeup, love your hair, love your outfit. Like, every day, if I read through comments and messages and everything, you're getting complimented like constantly. That's why people get such an ego and are a horrible person, because they're constantly getting affirmation praise all the time. And so I just don't need affirmation from people in my life. I even have had people say, like, I'm gonna make you egotistical if I affirm you too much. So, Shadi, do you support surrogacy? So the reason I don't is because we believe as Catholics, so I believe that life begins at conception. And so during in vitro fertilization, they make many embryos, and some of the embryos they end up just throwing away. And then some of them they end up using for a surrogacy. And so because they end up taking embryos and killing them, I believe that that is a full person. Yeah, I believe it is a full person with a soul, obviously not developed yet. And so if I wasn't Catholic and surrogacy didn't involve killing embryos, then I would probably be pro surrogacy. If I wasn't Christian at all and the embryos were not killed, then I would probably be totally for it. So, but I can't as a Catholic. M says, I don't support surrogacy because you're renting out a woman's womb and it's exploited in countries like India. Yeah, I don't know how it is around the world. I know in the US it's not very mainstream at all, Like, the only people I've heard have done surrogacies is, like, Kim Kardashian. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know of any celebrity or anyone in my life who has done a surrogate, so I feel like it's not enough mainstream to see, like, major negative effects. So that's so interesting how it is in other countries. 5 Kai Dragon says, I get attacked by my teachers in school for being pro-life. That's horrible, but it makes sense. Joe Cool, good night, everyone. And Lizzie, good night. Bye. Diana says, sorry, it's called the Apostolic Pardon. And no, it's not that, Lizzie. It's a very specific prayer done to very few Catholics when they're dying. My mom received it 3 times before she died 2 months ago. That's so intense, receiving the prayer 3 times. That's so cool. Lizzie Paris says, you should watch Mother-in-Law. It's a cute wedding movie. I don't like cute emotional stuff. I just don't want to watch that. I want to watch like social justice vegan documentaries, you know? Blue Tech says, I wish you were friends too. I think we give each other a lot of good energy that will change our lives significantly. Aw. Do you watch anime? Okay, so one of my best friends in college, well, we're still best friends, but was really into anime. And so we watched this show, and I totally wish I remember the name, but if you guys are into it, you might know it. So basically, there's like an arbiter and 2 people. So there's like heaven and hell, basically. I don't think it's that based on Christianity, but it's just the same concept, you know? And so there's 2 people who they're like half about their lives. So these like non-human arbiters who are in charge, they can't decide 100% if the person's going to heaven and hell. So every time it's 2 people who come and the arbiter's in charge, and they like play different like social experiment games, and that decides whether or not they're going to heaven or hell. But I knew she wouldn't remember the name. Okay, and then as they're doing the game, there's all these flashbacks to their life. And so the reason it's so intense and engaging is because the whole time you're like, you listen to the backstory of this person and their life, like they were so emotionally abused, then this happened, then they were getting revenge because someone killed their dad, like really intense things going on. And you're like, that person deserves to be in heaven. And whenever the arbiter says they're going to hell, it's like a super emotional thing. Like, there's this one episode and I was watching it with 4 of my friends, and we were like disagreeing after, and I started crying because I was like, no, this person deserves to go to heaven. So, Death Parade! Yeah. Death Parade. I'm gonna write that down. Here we go. I need to rewatch it. Maybe my fiance would watch it with me. It's very theological, you know? It's like it's very similar to like Christian morality and stuff. Obviously not with the arbiter, but like the sense of like someone's actions deciding where they end up. Sounds like an Ariel dollhouse to me. You should watch The Good Place on Netflix. I actually watched The Good Place with one of my friends like a few years ago. We watched one of my old roommates. We watched season 1, and the twist at the end, so good. I was like, after the twist, we tried to watch season 2, and it was just so bad. I feel like once you knew the twist, it just like stopped being fun. So that's like one of the best twists I've ever seen in like a show or a book or anything. So good. Scientist Mark, I want to know where people with disabilities go. So I think that I don't know what disability you have, but I think people obviously are still able to have a conscience and make actions and everything, and everyone's able to be baptized. One thing that's really interesting is that in a lot of Protestant churches, we believe, not we, I used to believe that people could not be baptized unless they could make like an oral statement of faith. And something that I learned as a Catholic is some people, because of a disability, they're not able to make that oral statement of faith and make like a choice out loud saying they want to be a Christian. But Catholics, we will still baptize someone like that. Whereas at a Protestant church, I don't know, do they not let that person be baptized? Like it goes against their theology. So definitely they can still participate in the sacraments if they're at a state where they're not able to communicate about wanting to become a Christian. They're still part of the church and incorporated physically with Christ through the sacraments, which is so cool. Oh, I have a story I never shared. So I was at Mass the other day. It was during, what holiday just happened? Pentecost? Did Pentecost just happen? Anyways, it was some major holiday, and I was at Mass, and I don't know if you guys know, but there's 2 different holy water sprinklers. I know that's a horrible term to use. I'm sorry, I don't know the real term. But there's this one that is like a stick, and there's like holes at it, and they're like, do, and you'll get like maybe a droplet. Then there's a mop, and it's like this big. It's literally like a mop, and they pour it in something, and then they're like, do. And I got like pouring water on me, and it like went in my eyes and on my hair, and like it got my outfit on. And it was like one of the best moments of the entire year. I know the year is only halfway through, but it'll probably be the best moment of this year. It was so fun. I was so excited. So a lot of priests are like so not cool, and they like do like a little bit wet and like sort of get wet. But there's actually a lot of cool videos at like Orthodox churches in other countries, and they have an even bigger mop, and like every guy, they're like dipping it in for every person and getting every person soaked and like hitting people with it. It's so fun. Thursday is Ascension Thursday, so it definitely isn't Pentecost yet. Caitlin says that is the holy water sprinkler. It's called an aspergillium. That's so cool you know the term. Let me see which one this is. How is anyone supposed to remember aspergillium? Yeah, so there's that one is like the not fun one. So then there is, here we go. Let's see if there's a different name for mop like holy water. Let's see if something comes up. Aspergillium. Oh, okay. It comes in 2 common forms, a brush that is dipped in the water. So there's still aspergilliums. They need totally different names because they're not at all the same. Like they look so different. Okay. Scientist Mark, I think in heaven we have no clothes. We don't know. Like with so much about the afterlife, we don't know. And so we just should stop making absolutist black and white statements. Jonathan the Melkite says, a small girl at my parish is disabled, unable to verbally affirm the faith. She has the Eucharist every week. It's considered a great blessing. But I wonder if she would if she hadn't since she was a baby. Interesting. Google account, we are not naked in heaven. We are clothed with our baptismal garment. So we'll have, yeah, it's really hard to say. Like, it's so impossible to conceptualize what heaven will be like. I'm an atheist too, but Lizzie is great. Yeah, I do have viewers of all faith backgrounds. Natalie says, where do you buy dresses for churches from? So many different websites. I haven't bought new clothes in so long. I used to, back when I was in college, have like so much expendable income. So I probably do like a shopping spree like once a year. So it totally depends on where I want to online shop or where I am. 5 Guy Drabbing. I'm watching this instead of doing my project. Melanie says, I recommend thrifting. I've seen some cute dresses. Scientism. Do we become angels? No! Humans are so above angels. It literally says in the Bible that humans will judge angels. So we're so incredible. We don't need to become like angels. There was, what song was I listening to? It must have been that I was reading a comment or something, but someone was talking about how like we become angels or something. So oh, it was an Ariana Grande song, Thank You Next. She's talking about her ex-boyfriend who died of a drug overdose. And she's no, because when she said he was an angel, she's just saying he was an incredible person. So never mind. It was some song I was listening to or something that was talking about how humans become angels. And it made me so mad. I forget what it was. Diana says, Lizzie, are your parents even 1% open to Catholicism? Yeah, it's been 3. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Argan, have you heard the song God is a Woman? Yeah! I don't want to talk about it because it's so controversial, so I'm not going to make any comments. Piano Boy, what is your favorite devotion? Probably just scripture reading. It's amazing. Scientist Mark, is Catholic better for you? Yes, I think everyone will be so incredibly happier as a Catholic. More peaceful in life, more motivated, closer friends. I think it's so fun to be Catholic. Diana says, we are going to do a birthday Mother's Day celebration for our mom, and my sister really wanted to do a cake with wings. I told her she didn't become an angel, but she's grieving, so I let her still choose it. Mm-hmm. But I think also saying angel is a way to like describe someone's virtues and beauty and who they are and innocence and everything. So I think it doesn't necessarily mean every time that it's literally an angel. I think it's just a phrase we use to describe people. Fatima, are you going to celebrate Mother's Day with your mom? I'm thousands of miles away, not hours. That'd be impossible to be that many hours away. Piano Boy, what is your favorite church hymn? I am an organist and did Hail Holy Queen tonight. That is one of my favorites. So there's this song we sung in my previous Protestant church called Shine, Jesus Shine. And my sister said her ex-Catholic friend used to sing that in his Catholic church. And I was like, wow. So I wish some of the old songs from my Protestant church were sung in Catholicism because we sung really incredible songs. And only a couple were heresies. Argan says, do you think there are humans-like beings outside Earth, like people living in Mars or some other planet? I have no idea. I don't really care either way. Okay, I think I'm gonna leave soon. I feel my medicine kicking in. I need to take off my makeup, finish some dishes, and go to sleep and mass tomorrow. Yay! Samuel says aliens are demonic manifestations. We don't know. We don't know what it would mean if there was human life or any form of life on a different planet in a different galaxy. So Jonathan the Melkite says, I thought you were gonna say Shine Jesus Shine was a ripoff of Hail Holy Queen. No. Shine on me. We always had this double clap thing right after as well. It was so cool. Satan has the power to transform himself. Sure, Satan can work through aliens. So good God. That's so sweet, Nick. Thank you. Lizzie, no matter what, you are powerful and worthwhile. This has been such a nice live stream. We've talked about such an array of topics. I learned to take my bipolar meds in the middle of my live streams and not at the before, so I don't have to delete this live stream like last one. So my next video is talking about my teeth whitening routine. And then after that, I'm talking about, can Catholics listen to secular music? And at the end of the video, I gave examples of songs from Taylor Swift and Ariana Grande that Catholics shouldn't listen to. I love you guys so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!